Good day, Methodist Dave here, professional theologian and Bible teacher with our daily devotional for Wednesday, July 22nd. We come to chapter 22 of the book of Proverbs. Today we're going to be focusing on verse 13. The sluggard has said, "There's a lion outside. I will be killed in the middle of the streets." Quite an interesting passage here, since you're always finding lions prowling around the middle of a city. Even in this age, 3,000 years ago when this was written, well, almost 3,000 years ago when this was written, lions lived in the countryside. They did not come into towns. Wild animals will avoid towns, especially towns that are filled with dogs and cattle and other animals that in the wilderness might be tempting, but there are people in the city, and wild animals have an innate fear of people, so they don't go prowling around the city. So the sluggard is afraid of something that's not there. It's the whole point of the parable here. He's afraid of something that's not there and uses that as an excuse to do nothing. There's another passage where a sluggard won't even feed themselves. They won't lift the spoon from the bowl to their mouth. They're that lazy. Now, we meet lazy people everywhere. They're in all aspects of society. Lazy people aren't just all poor. Not all poor people are lazy. A lot of poor people are victims of circumstance that work hard to try to get out of poverty, but because of one thing or another cannot. So just because you're poor does not make you lazy, and just because you're rich doesn't mean that you can't be lazy, because a lot of wealthy people are lazy. There are no shortage of rich kids, children of wealthy people who do nothing with their lives. Two famous Paris and Nicole. Was it Paris and Nicole? Yeah, I think you know who I mean. Who made their lives showing how lazy they were, and when somebody actually tried to give them a job, how poorly they handled it. You worked with that person who shoves all their work onto everybody else, who hides in their office, spends their day playing solitaire, comes in late, leaves early, takes extra long lunches, does as little as possible. They're sluggards too, avoiding work, dumping their responsibility on other people. You'll find them everywhere. But I think the most tragic thing about this idea of being afraid of something that's not there is that it causes a lot of people to miss out on experiences that they may not get another chance to try. I have been offered surfing lessons from a world-class surfer, fellow who's been in surfing movies, has been surfed on the West Coast, East Coast, Central, the Caribbean. Great guy. If I asked him to teach me how to surf, he'd be there. And I would have liked to learn to surf, but I'm not as nimble. It's difficult for me to get up off the floor, let alone climb up on a surfboard. If I had been doing it for years, I might have done it. So if I'd have taken him up a decade ago, maybe 2 decades ago when he first made the offer, 2 decades ago, I could have surfed, but I didn't, and now it's too late. So if you avoid trying something new, avoid doing something, you might find it's too late for you too. So please, be careful. Be active and take a chance, because there's probably not a lion out there, and you're not going to be devoured in the streets. But you will miss out on something really, really important. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. If you've got a question about this subject or any subject, drop me an email, methodistdave@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer your question. Until tomorrow, please be good to one another.